What's going on, rock stars? Welcome back to another episode of the 1% Life Show. I'm your host, peak performance coach and trainer, JoanieDhillon. And today we are talking about the secret daily mission, the secret daily mission that you must have to become your industry's top achiever. If you're listening to us live on Facebook, drop a hashtag live. If you're listening to the replay, drop a hashtag replay in the comments. And if it's your first time joining us, drop a 1 in the chat below. And if you are a repeat listener, we love you. We do. Put a 2 in the comments and welcome in. Let us know where you are calling in from or joining in from. Sometimes I don't know if I'm on a live call, a training, a Facebook Live, a podcast, whatever it is. It's all the same, is it not? What's going on, rock stars? Let's get into this today. Before I do, I almost forgot to tell you about, for those of you just joining us and who have no idea what's going on, we have an incredible new 10-day online experience that is meant to transform your life. And it begins in just a couple days on July 7th. It's called the Create Your 1% Life Challenge. It's absolutely incredible. And man, I'm so excited to deliver this training live every single day for 10 days, or almost live every single day for 10 days. It's going to be crazy. So let me just take you through a little bit of that. I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys on what specifically this challenge entails and if it's right for you. So congrats to all of you who have joined us so far. So on day 1 alone, here's what we're going to do. This is just a sliver of day 1. I'm going to reveal to you the only thing that has been blocking you from hitting your goals, from realizing your dreams, and creating the life you so desire and deserve. And here's the one thing that you want to know, that becoming a 1%er comes down to how you think, the habits you keep, and the subconscious programs that are running on autopilot in your mind. And you're going to gain a new level of clarity, momentum, and passion for life, and an understanding of how to begin to work with your subconscious mind to start creating the life of your dreams. So Rockstar, also on day 1, we're going to get you clear on where you're going, what you want. People have been really thrown off. Like something about this whole, well, let's not call it that, crazy pandemic has got people feeling disconnected from their passion, their goals, their dreams. And we're going to get you clear on what specifically you're going to create in 2020 and beyond, and how to begin to manifest that into reality right now, like beginning now. Your life can change. And I was just chatting with one of my 1%ers, thinking back on just a couple short months ago, how much her life has changed within just the last 90 days. Incredibly incredible. What can happen when you just commit and put your mind to it and get the tools and the blueprint to work with the part of your mind that actually achieves the dreams and the goals that you want. So we're going to teach you all of that. And then lastly, before we dive in, we're going to talk about, just on day 1 alone, help you get clear and plan your perfect day. Have you ever thought about that? What a day in the life of your 1% life looks like when you are living out your perfect day. See, most people don't even think about that. What would my life look like if anything were possible? What would I be doing? Who would I be doing it with? And we're going to walk you through all of that on day 1. Oh my goodness, a full, probably 2-hour training on day 1, if I'm lucky and can condense it in, quote unquote lucky. No, we'll make it happen. And then 1 to 2 hours of training, pretty close to 1 hour every other day for the next 10 days. So join us if you would like to learn how to create your 1% life and to begin to take control of your mind so that it stops controlling you. So important. And how to navigate through this new economy that we're in. Go to the1percentlife.com and know that it /start. Oh my goodness. The number 1% spelled out life.com /start to get started with us today. And I'm going to jump in. All right, rock stars. So, here's the thing that I want to talk to you about today. And it comes down to, how do you be throughout your day and throughout the days so that you can actually become one of your industry's top achievers, right? One of your industry's best, no matter what it is that you do. If you're in sales, if you're a coach. In fact, I am curious what it is that you do, for those listening live or on the replay on Facebook, share that in the chat below. And do you like what you do? Do you like what you do? So if you do something, which I'm sure that all of you do something in your life, or maybe you're defining what that is for you, do it well, right? Do it well. And the problem I see, right, being a coach who's coached thousands of people from the verge of termination to the top 1% of their industries, is that most people out there, before they get to the 1%, you don't just end up being a 1%, or you have to have a drive and a passion to become the top 1% of your industry. But to get there, you have to wear a different set of frames, right? A different set of lenses. You see me wearing these every single day, right? On the lives. And the lens has to be different than everyone else, right? Or everybody would be a top performer. They'd all be the top 1% of their industry, impacting, you know, the most lives. Because I believe when you're at the top of your industry, you're serving greater, you're putting more value into the world, and therefore you're getting rewarded and compensated for that. But here's the frame. See, most people just strive to be good. They strive to be good. I want to be good at this. I get this all the time. Joanie, I just want to be really good at this. I know I can do it consciously, right? I know I can do it. I feel I can do it. I just want to be good. The question becomes this: is good good enough? Is good good enough? And I'm curious to know what you think. Do you believe that good is enough? Is enough? And is it enough these days in particular? See, I believe that being good in a marriage is not good enough. You're not going to be in a marriage for very long. Being good in a relationship, period, whether you're married or not, is not good enough anymore. Too many people strive to be good and to have a good relationship, a good marriage, a good career. And that's why they're failing and miserably. They're failing and flailing miserably because their standards are set too low. So what I believe that in order to compete with, you know, there's a lot of competition out there these days, and the best person to compete with is not everybody else, right? Not everyone else. It's to compete with yourself. I remember interviewing one of our top past challenges that we did, that used to be called the Top Bonus Challenge. We interviewed an incredible industry legend who sold, oh my goodness, it was like $10 million in a year in vacation ownership sales. And you know, where many people just struggle to sell $1 million in a year. Like, that was considered really good. And if you can do 2 million, oh my God, you're in the top 1%, right? But $10 million in a year? And he switched companies. He went from Wyndham to Diamond. And he said, you know, I asked him a question in this interview. I said, Jonathan, how did you get there? Were you competing with everybody? He said, Joanie, I wasn't competing with anybody but myself. Every single day I went in with a mission to be better than I was yesterday, with a mission to be better than myself the day before, right? So when you start competing, this isn't the thing, by the way, this isn't the secret yet, but it's part of it, right? It's all intertwined. But when you can compete with yourself, you're not looking about what everybody else is doing, because when you're looking what other people are doing, you're trying to compete with them. And then, well, let me just get to what they're doing. And then they're 10 steps ahead of you. Well, when you don't compete with them, meaning ignore them, they're irrelevant. Your competition becomes irrelevant. It's not about them at all. It's about how can you become a better version of you. And this is the secret. So I hope you're ready for it. You ready? The secret daily mission to become your industry's top achiever, no matter what it is that you do, is to always strive for excellence. Okay, I want you to get this. Striving for excellence is so different. It's a different mindset and a different frame than anybody else has. Most people just have, I want to be good, maybe I want to be great. Excellence is above great. Excellence is way above great, okay? So here's what it is. The excellence, when you have excellence and you strive for excellence rather in your life, you are choosing to own an identity of excellence, okay? It's an identity that far surpasses anyone else's. Now, this isn't about being a perfectionist, okay? It has nothing to do with perfection. In fact, I don't even believe in that it's capable. You're capable of being a perfectionist, because perfectionism doesn't even exist. Like, who are we comparing it to, right? It's just a false sense of, well, I'm such a perfectionist. Actually, you just procrastinate, right? That's what I believe perfectionism does, is it allows you the ability to procrastinate because it's not good enough. So excellence is an identity. When you begin to look at your life through the lens of every single day, I am a person of excellence. I achieve excellence daily. You look at every single thing that you do in a different way, right? It's not about achieving the minimum standard like most people do. So I talk to people all the time and they're like, oh, our minimum performance standard at work is this. I'm like, why are we even talking about that? Like, is that where you want to be? Because you're going to get paid commensurately with the minimum performance, and that's broke. Okay, like those standards are there to weed people out. It's not what you want to strive to achieve. I want you to get that, right? If you're employed and you're in a commission role, when people tell you, your boss says, this is what you need to be, you know, where you need to be, you need to be closing 20%, 30%, whatever it is, that's minimum, okay? Or a certain performance level, or you're out of here. When they word it like that, like this is where you need to be, that is your outside of your vision, right? It's outside of your peripheral. It's not even in your frame of thinking. And when you're a person who strives for excellence, right? So what you begin to do is you ask yourself, you know, am I putting out this work? Like, did I create this project in excellence? Did I do it in total excellence? What's missing? How can I take it to another level, right? And it's not about, again, perfection. It's about looking at it through a different lens, right? It's a metric. Excellence is a metric. And you might say, well, there's no real numbers associated with it. Maybe there is, if you would like that. But maybe it's just a simple inner knowing of, are you achieving a level of commitment to yourself that's above what anybody else would commit to, right? Are you, and really it's about you, like, are you performing better than your best, right? Are you giving it your all? Are you putting in the extra work and the extra thinking to take it up a notch, right? So when you start thinking like, did my thoughts today support my mission to achieve excellence? Did my thoughts today support, if my mission is to achieve excellence in life, and every single day when I simply approach it, meaning my life, through the lens of excellence, every single thing I do is in excellence, right? And if it's not, then I can say, well, I know what my excellence looks like, and you know what your excellence looks like, because I know you've been there before. And when you can start to measure your productivity, your output, the thing that you're doing, and your daily showing up against your excellence, then you know, oh, I totally missed the mark today. Totally missed the mark. That was not excellent. I had a crappy performance today. I woke up, I didn't do any of the things I should have done to get my mind right, my mind primed, my body primed. I didn't do any of that. So I fumbled through the day. I had terrible calls or, you know, presentations, whatever it was, communications with individuals. It was just terrible. It was not in excellence. Like, my communication with my significant other sucked today, right? It was not in excellence at all. I failed, right? Failed to show up in excellence. And when you know what your excellence is in every area, you know what it is, Rockstar. Like, you have been there in every area of your life. There's been moments of time for most of you listening to this show that you have shined, right? You have shined. You have done work that you were like so proud of. You have shown up in a way that you were so proud of. You had a conversation. You're like, wow, did I say those words? Man, that was good, right? Did I help lead and persuade and influence that individual in that way? Wow, I'm proud of myself. And what does it have to do with? It has to do with the state in which you're doing the thing. When your state, right, your emotional state, in the state of your body, like how you're feeling physiologically in your mind state, when that is in a state of excellence, well, you show up in excellence. You do the behavior, the action in excellence, because your mind's primed for that, right? You're ready. So if you know that you didn't get up and do the daily habits, or as I call them, power rituals, like you normally do, or you have committed to yourself in the past of doing, well, then you failed on that one, right? So guess what? You don't beat yourself up. You just look at it and say, okay, well, I didn't show up in excellence today. So what am I going to do differently tomorrow? And you show up differently. You commit to show up differently. And when you can strive to be in excellence in every single thing that you do, in your communications with your significant others, with your children, if you have them, with your friends, right? There's one thing to be judgy, to be complaining. Oh my God, I had to sit on let me take that back. That was totally at effect. I chose to sit on a 45-minute conversation with someone in my family, complain about someone else in my family for 45 freaking minutes. Are you kidding me? And it was almost like this sense of obligation I felt, which I knew inside I didn't feel. But when I got off that call, I felt just miserable, like, oh, I didn't feel good at all. Well, who chose to do that? Me. And I could have also chose not to do that, right? And that would have taken me getting a little uncomfortable and saying, hey, so-and-so, I'm really not entertaining. Like, are we still talking about this again? Oh, there's another thing that they did. Oh, another thing, right? Like, oh my God. And everything that's flaring you up is the same thing that you have going on in you, right? Which is why it's flaring you up and triggering you. So it was interesting to me. But when you can change your conversations to not complain, to not judge, to show up in a way that you're open to receive, open to give, and to lead somebody, and to be there in the moment, present with your energy, your attention, that is showing up in excellence, Rockstar, in your communications. And it's not just with certain people, it's with everyone. See, one of the things that I love about former President Bill Clinton, love him or hate him, is that he has a really unique gift he's cultivated. He cultivated in his life, which is to, no matter who he's speaking with, he always will make them feel heard and that he's present with them. No matter who else is in the room, it doesn't matter. There can be A-list celebrities, other presidents, vice presidents, you name it, but some quote unquote, I don't know what you want to call them, random, like who am I, just some person, some community, person from who has no status like that, let's just say, for lack of better words, not coming to me right now, but some individual who happens to be talking to him in communication, one of his patrons or somebody, he will make them feel like they're the only person in the room that matters, the only person there. Like none of the hundreds of other people who are vying for his attention, the cameraman, the photographer, whoever these people are, paparazzi, the other individuals who believe they should be speaking to Bill Clinton, he doesn't care about them. He's like, I'm here with you. I'm remembering your name. And next time he sees them, a year, 2, 3 years later, he will remember their name. And that is such a powerful gift to give to the world, to give to yourself, and to give to just humanity, is just the gift of your presence. And that rockstar is showing up in excellence in your communication and in your presence, right? Just being there. People feel that. They're connected to that. People want to be around people who listen, who care, who understand them, and who aren't picking up their phone constantly. I know this because I've been told in my past by my nieces and nephews, stop being so obsessed with your phone, right? And they feel it. We have to put people first. And when you put other people first, what I'm saying is, so I think I need to rephrase that, because it's not about do everything for others and not for yourself. I know that you get that. But what I'm saying is when you can give the gift of your presence, you're showing up in excellence, right? When you can communicate through a way that's not about defending how you feel, but it's about hearing the other person out first and meeting them where they're at before you attempt to lead them somewhere different. It's approaching a project with a new lens, a lens of how can I show up and do this in total excellence? What is it that I can contribute, that I can add, that I can bring to the table that elevates my level of performance, my level of contribution in a way that really stands out? That is called showing up in excellence. It's in our communication, it's in our goals that we do and how we approach our goals every single day, right? You guys are here listening to the 1% Life show because you have goals, you have desired outcomes you want to achieve in your life. And once you hit those, you have more. But if we're not approaching our day-to-day life and even every hour of our life and everything that we do in a given day in total excellence, we're going to half-ass our whole life, right? We have to approach everything that we do in excellence. And that does not mean overthinking, right? It means simply putting on the frame of excellence. How can I do this workout in total excellence? Maybe it's just giving 10% extra in terms of output, in terms of energy. Maybe that's excellence for me today. And when you start asking yourself, how can I show up in total excellence in this activity? Then what happens is you start thinking differently and your mind starts, expanding around possibility of ways that you never thought before in the past. Before it was, I just want to get it done. I just want to do it. I just want to be good in my relationship. I just want to have a good workout. I just want to have a good sales presentation. I just want to have a good conversation with so-and-so. I just want to have a good day today. What if you can have a day of excellence today? What if you can show up excellently and in excellence and create outcomes you never even dreamt possible? What if that were possible for you? So I wanted to introduce you to the concept that I talk about with my team so that we show up in excellence, right? It's not about beating yourself up. If you fell on something and you fell on your face and you're like, dang it, beating yourself up. Well, then what are the learnings there, and how can you decide to show up in excellence tomorrow or on the next time you tackle this project, right? Something that I talk about with my coaching clients and my mastermind. It's how can you show up in excellence? So what if you missed it? You missed it. You missed the deal. You missed the opportunity to excel in this. What are the learnings there? What could you have done differently, right? What did you do well? What could you have improved upon? And what are you going to commit to do differently going forward? Like looking at things through a lens of excellence. And that is I believe that if we all did that, we would treat each other different. We would show up and produce a greater level of contribution to the world, because it just wouldn't be half-assed, but it would be on a level that was, something we were proud of. And not perfect. There never is anything that is perfect out there other than, the creator above. But showing up with the intention of achieving excellence in all that you do. And imagine what's possible for you. Imagine how that one skill that you will cultivate when you practice it, that one muscle that you're going to build in your mind, that frame through which you see the world of being in excellence, what that has the ability to impact in your life in terms of your relationships, your health, your wealth, your career, being and rising to the top of your industry to become a top achiever. You show up in excellence, you do the thing, right? When you commit to level of excellence and then you don't do the thing that was the thing that was going to get you to the outcome you desire, we're like, well, why didn't I do the thing? Well, my thinking is not in excellence. So how can I now align my thoughts to be thoughts of excellence, right? How can I change my thinking and my programming of my mind so that I'm aligned with what my conscious desires are with my, what my subconscious mind either, might be fearing or might be resisting, but how do I get alignment there? Congruency, so we're going in the same direction. So I achieve the thing that I say I want with the thing that I actually believe I can have at a deep level. And that's all subconscious programming, Rockstar. The thoughts in your mind that you have that go on autopilot, the identity that you have for yourself, it's all subconscious. It's not left brain analytical thinking. It's not, you can't think your way to the top. You have to be your way to the top. You have to program your way there. And you have to train yourself, train your mind for mastery, train your mind for success, train your mind to be a top performer, an ultra performer, a high achiever. So Rockstar, if you enjoyed today's episode, first of all, do me a favor and tag somebody in the comments, or if you're listening on one of our podcasting platforms, leave us a 5-star review and a rating and review. And share this out with your community, with your friends, with your family, and get them turned on to the 1% Life Show so we can impact more people around the world to up-level their thinking, so they can up-level their being and create a greater level of contribution and impact in the world. And if you really enjoyed today's episode, then go ahead and join us in our upcoming 10-day challenge called the Create Your 1% Life Challenge, where we dive deep into the different areas of your mind and of your day that will create a major impact in your life and give you the blueprint to create your 1% life. So join us by going to the1, and that's the number 1, the1%life.com/start. And we'll have it in the show notes as well as the description wherever you're checking this out. All right, Rockstar, get out there, change some lives today, and be unstoppable. Peace.